All right, I talked to you before about this meeting that Trump canceled with Democrats about trying to prevent in just a little bit more than 24 hours, it's just, 36 hours maybe, a government shutdown, which would happen on October 1st. Because Trump needs some Democratic votes to fund the government, extend the funding of the government, and they wanted to meet with him, but then Trump canceled the meeting. And now he's saying he'll do the meeting again. But from what we could tell, he might be trying to set up a little bit of a ambush. I'll show you why I believe that. But first, Democrats and Republicans are gearing up for a crunch White House meeting with Donald Trump in an 11th hour bid to avert a potentially damaging federal government shutdown. Monday's gathering is aimed at reaching an agreement over funding the government and largely hinges on Democrat demands for an extension of funding subsidies for health insurance under the Affordable Care Act. So that's one of their big claims. Seems perfectly reasonable. Hey, let's not have insurance costs fly through the roof because the subsidies expire. Let's extend them. And Trump's saying no to that and then lying, saying that Democrats won't let us fund the government unless we give everyone trans surgeries and if we, give undocumented immigrants all this health care, which is not accurate. But you have a Republican congressman saying this.
Look, this is what they wanted. All this crazy spending, going back to the woke policies and giving illegal aliens health care. Trump said, there's no way. Why should I meet with them? I think over the last couple of days, he's rethought that. Let's bring him into the Oval Office. Let's give him a little taste of what we gave Zelensky back in spring. This is going to be live viewing, I believe, in the Oval Office like you've never seen before, maybe an hour-long meeting, and the American people can see for themselves the ridiculous requests and demands as the Democrats hold them hostage.
So he's indicating that he is expecting Trump. The reason, I don't know if he's talked to Trump about this, but the reason that Trump said, actually, I'll do the meeting in the 11th hour is so that he can give them the Zelensky treatment, which what he means is scream at them unproductively.
What if a bomb drops on your head right now?
Yeah, literally something Trump said during that meeting. And if that's the plan, and I think Trump kind of does want a government shutdown. I think he does. Actually, not kind of, he does. That he can blame on Democrats, then we are headed for a little bit of a disaster. Because there are severe impacts whenever the government shuts down. And I don't know where exactly Democrats are right now on their list of demands. It's become and all reporting about that one item. And if that's it, are you kidding me? You can't, you're going to be in favor of people's health insurance costs going up? Seems like a crazy reason to let the government shut down. I think the Democrats' demand on that is perfectly reasonable. But Trump, if he were serious about preventing this, would engage thoughtfully and not be planning to give Democrats the disastrous Zelensky treatment. And I talked before, this is so wild. We just did a segment where I talked about how Democrats have a strong argument here saying, yeah, we'll help you fund the government, but we're not going to fund your out of control government. We need some concessions. But then they were planning that might fall over if the government shuts down, the same timeline when it would be shut down, this Napa luxury retreat. And I was just saying, please cancel that. It'll be the wrong look if you're sipping wine in Napa and people are suffering because of the shutdown. But I guess Republicans are going to as well. So we're going to have all the politicians on separate retreats while the government shuts down and Trump's just the only one in D.C. doing who knows what. Actually, we do know what. Firing people and saying it's the Democrats' fault, even though he's been trying to do that a ton. Senate Republicans plan to hit the courts and the course during a luxury getaway as the government shutdown threatens to bring the nation to a halt. If the ongoing standoff over a resolution to keep the government funded and running is not fixed by the end of Tuesday, some non-essential federal work would halt and essential staff from TSA to troops would work without pay. However, that did not appear to have prevented the National Republican Senatorial Campaign or Committee from arranging its 2025 NRSC fall meeting. Gosh, I am such, pardon my language, a slut for resorts like this. I am. I see that entry and I'm like, oh, does someone open the door? Tell me if someone opens the door when you walk in the lobby. Do they open the door? You have fountains? Do they call me Mr. Beasley? I want to go. I'll go hang out with you. John Thune, I'll go hang out with you if you'll let me come. An invitation for the October 3rd through 5th getaway at the Sea Island Resort in Georgia, obtained by Political Promises guests, a mix of work with a lot of play. So they'll have general sessions and then drink receptions every night, and then golf, pickleball, fishing, shooting, and lawn games. Now, it's like they're mocking me because they know I can't play pickleball right now. You see, the headline was Republicans to play pickleball while nation grinds to a halt, which is a bad look. But why would they? That's so random. You picked pickleball? I just destroyed my ankle playing pickleball, and all I wanted this week was for it to be announced that Taylor Swift was performing at the halftime show. We got the second best, Bad Bunny, but I wanted Taylor Swift. And that didn't happen. And I wanted to play pickleball. And, I tried to do a little agility work on my hurt ankle, and it failed. So they're playing sick games with me. But this was our coverage of Democrats also planning a retreat. And my thought is, now that we know Republicans are doing a retreat, Democrats, if you cancel yours and you're just like in Washington the whole time, standing outside the Capitol saying, we're ready to reopen the government as long as you won't let health insurance costs skyrocket when you are, but they're at a retreat. That's the best PR ever. It's not good PR if they're playing pickleball and you're in Napa. This is a moment where a lot of eyes are going to be on Democrats, and they have. So just for clarification, podcast listeners, this is a little flashback to our coverage. I think it was yesterday on the Democrats reporting. The political leverage to make the conversation about Trump would rather shut down the government than protect your health care. That has to be the line. Plus, release the Epstein files. Put that all in one sentence. Mwah, you have political advantage. It doesn't look like you're fighting for the elites, which is a part of the branding problem, even though Republicans are even more fighting for the elites, but okay. Part of what average Americans feel like is that Democrats are too in favor of the elites, and a way that they can prove that's not true is by using their power right now to fight for working class folks' health care. But what will not help that PR-wise is this. As Democrats such as House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries excoriated President Donald Trump yesterday for attending a golf event 4 days before a potential government shutdown. Fair to criticize that, saying it was outrageous. Playbook has learned that a group of Senate Democrats are planning their own excursion that collide with a shutdown. Senator Kristen Gillibrand has circulated an invitation obtained by Playbook for a Napa retreat for the DSCC on October 13th and 14th. Should the government shut down next week, the retreat could fall on what might be day 12 of the shutdown. The itinerary features accommodations at the Hotel Yountville with a resort and spa that extends a Tuscan European vibe, and a wine tour and dinner at the Staglin Family Vineyards amid its wine caves. Cancel that, please. You have the political advantage right now. You're on the right side of this debate over the government shutdown. Do not, on day 12 of the shutdown, if it happens, be caught dead in Staglin Family Vineyards in Napa. Please, that's the wrong look, because people's checks won't be going out. You know the phrases. People won't be getting the government services they need, and that is painful, and that does matter. I get why we could head there, but that does matter. And seeing you do a little wine sniffing, a little, that thing is not the look. Do I? And then I go on to rant for about 10 minutes about how much I would love to go on that retreat, but I don't think you need to hear that again. About how I would love to pretend like I understand the different taste complexities of a wine that I don't, but I pretend because it's more fun that way. You're supposed to be solving the government shutdown, you know? So here is my proposition to Democrats, because it sounds like the Republicans is a little earlier. It's like October 3rd through 4th or something. Democrats was a little later, 10th through 12th or something. Here's my proposition. I'm trying to save both of y'all political damage, okay? Sounds like you already have it reserved. Just change the name. Luke Beasley. I'll give you my producer's name, some friends. We'll go. We'll go to Georgia first, and then we'll go to Napa. Hotel Yountville. We'll play the pickleball. We'll drink the wine. We'll play the golf for you. To prevent you from having the political damage of a very bad look. Government shuts down and you're living it up, drinking at receptions. We will. And what's interesting is this is an effort at bipartisanship, because I'm saying I'll take both. Like, I will take both Republicans' reservations and Democrats. I'll do it. I'm that type of guy. That's who I am. I mean, standing ovation. That's a little much. It's a proposition. It is a proposition. Here was Mike Johnson answering for the political prosecutions that Trump is bringing against Comey.
Point is, the Department of Justice currently is doing what the Department of Justice should do, and they have to hold people accountable. We have to ensure that the rule of law applies to everyone, and that's exactly what's happening here.
Does the rule of law have to apply to people who stormed the Capitol on January 6th?
Oh, yes!
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. There's new information over the last couple of days about that as well. Apparently, there were 274 FBI agents in the crowd on January 6th.
No.
I think the total number of persons
Kash Patel just brought some enhanced understanding to that. They were sent there to do crowd control because of everything that was going on. It wasn't a false flag operation, as President Trump suggested.
They were responding to the events as law enforcement be doing.
That's good.
Well, Jake, wait a minute. Hold on, Jake. How do you know that, right? There's a lot of questions, brand new questions about, and I'm telling you that there's videos, and it's always been disputed what involvement some of those persons, engaged in, what involvement they had. Did they spur on the crowd? Did they open the gates to allow them in? I don't know. These are questions, but they should be answered. And yes, there's a lot of investigation and discovery to go forward. We have a select subcommittee, bipartisan, a committee that is reviewing the investigation of the original J6 committee. I mean, a committee investigating the previous committee. Why? Because there was so much bias in the system, and that committee was rigged, I think. And I think my theory is, I've always believed that they got rid of evidence and they hid some of this. So all of it's going to come out. The American people deserve full transparency.
Full transparency,
and that's what
100%.
Congress is working on, and that's what the administration is working on.
I'm always in favor of full transparency, including for the Epstein files, which that will probably come on the floor of the House.
Me too.
Soon, and we'll have lots of.
You see the breath that Mike Johnson just took? Me too. I had a joke that I wanted to make, and then I realized that I shouldn't make it. It's real bad. It's real bad about Mike Johnson. I'm not going to make it just because the Epstein thing came up, but I was thinking about it earlier in relation to some of his weird previous things. I won't make it. But just wonder. But just think of the funniest thing ever and then laugh at it and just kind of give me credit for your laughter, and that'll work for me. But I loved Jake Tapper going, "Oh, Law and Order for what about January 6ers?" And then, "Oh, I love transparency. What about Epstein files?" It's pretty good, Jake. Pretty good. I have a different offer. Sorry, I'm still thinking about the retreat. I'm just tired. I would love to go on a retreat. I don't even like massages, but I'll get one. Fine. I'll get a massage. Would one of you do a couples massage with me? Is that weird? They don't make you touch a couple. I mean, they'll touch you, but you don't touch each other, right? We'll do a couples. We'll do like a triplet massage. The three of us. For also, even with my hurt ankle, how about this? And this is a serious offer. Mike Johnson, or it's a Senate thing. Pick any Republican, actually. It could be Mark Wayne Mullen, who's an athlete. He looks like it.
Give me a joke.
To play, and two Republicans to play pickleball against me and one person of my choosing. And if we win, you have to extend the ACA subsidies. If you win, you don't have to. And Chuck Schumer will fund the government. That's my other offer. It's so annoying. We just talked about in the last segment this conspiracy theorizing that they do so easily, that so many people do so easily, and make so much money off of it. It's so sickening. And the structure is so simple. Everything's a question. That's it. Were the agents in the crowd to create a false flag operation? I don't know. I'm just asking. Jake? Is Mike Johnson a serial pedophile? I don't know. I'm just asking a question. What? I didn't say anything. See? And I'm just worried we don't have the right Democrats for this moment. I saw Hakeem Jeffries, Adam Kinzinger said, statement from Hakeem Jeffries, "Are you kidding me? Eric Adams is corrupt and cut a corrupt deal with Trump to save himself." And it's Eric Adams announced after saying, "I'm staying in the race and I'm going to defeat Zombami." What's the crazy different pronunciations? Oh, it's so funny. Don't you love that? It's so good. It's just great. It's funny. It's Levitt. Zemdani. Yeah. "I'm going to beat Zemdani," Eric Adams said, or Mamdani. And then he dropped out. So he dropped out of the mayoral race. And the response was a bunch of praise. Eric Adams has served courageously and authentically for decades. But Eric Adams is a mess. He's a mess. One of the recent examples being one of his staffers giving a bag full of cash to a reporter that we covered. No, not that one. Was him making this corrupt deal to align more with Trump. And then Trump, in a wild move, intervened to stop his criminal case. And I just don't think that sometimes our Democratic leadership gets what this moment calls for. It's not hyping up Eric Adams, in my opinion. And then we told you about the Democrat that won a special election that will give the bipartisan, mostly Democrats, but a few Republicans, coalition that seeks to, they needed one more vote to force the release of the Epstein files. And a Democrat won, which gave it enough votes, Representative-elect Adelita Grijalva, and she would be the 218th signature on a discharge petition that would force a vote on the Epstein files. She's accusing Mike Johnson, despite him saying he's all about transparency, of delaying her swearing in. So maybe the government shutdown serves another little purpose, which is, we can't vote on the Epstein files. Oh, that sounds conspiratorial. I'm just asking questions. That's today's show. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. Podcast listeners, don't forget to rate and review. I'll talk to you all next time.